What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. You guys see the title and thumbnail. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown how my car made 500 horsepower with my Gen 3 Coyote. Let's dive right into it. Let's start off with the exhaust system that I have on this car. We'll start from the back, work our way to the front. Right off the bat, you guys see I got the factory stock mufflers. They do have still the active, that's the only reason I didn't change them. I'm looking to actually getting the 2020 GT500 mufflers with the active still. I heard rumors that they do flow a lot better than these, and the active is a lot stronger with the valves just because the GT500 is boosted, so Ford made them stronger. I don't know, don't quote me on that. We'll have to get to that in the future. Next thing I have down the car, in the middle, I have a Steeda X-Pipe. I pretty much put that on the car when it was brand new. Up to the headers of the car. I have headers with the Cook's High Flow Green Cat, so they are EPA approved, and I also am running E85 in this car, which is a lot cleaner for emissions and has absolutely no smell. Check that one, EPA. I think an all-motor car does need a good bit of back pressure to make good power. That's just from everything I've read and I've seen online. Like, if you have a car and you literally have perfect flowing exhaust, no cats or anything, and I raced other Mustangs that have no cats that were completely straight piped, and I walked them, and they have almost a similar setup as mine, but some were stick cars, some were auto, and I don't know, I just feel like I have the perfect combination with this car. And that's pretty much it for the exhaust system. I'm gonna pop the hood, show you guys, give a look underneath. Got it, boys. Race car. So right off the bat, you guys can see Ford Racing Cobra Jet VMP mono blade with a custom intake. It did fit everything with the Mishimoto coolant tank. You guys can see the gap and nothing had to be moved or relocated. The only thing we did change was my catch can. So this was a factory JLT catch can, and we just added a little extender piece and made it sit right here, and it sits actually extremely nice. To fit the Cobra Jet in this car, we had to put the BMR lower motor mounts, which were 2-inch drop, I believe 2 or 2.5, I think it's 2-inch, 2-inch drop, and we still had to take that nasty black cover off the top and cut the hood a little bit. It was a super clean cut, actually makes it fit super nice. I did plan on changing the hood anyway to the GT350 hood, but I don't know. Drop a comment on that, let me know what y'all think. Underneath the car, I did put a Q1A, I believe it was called, carbon fiber one-piece drive shaft, which actually is supposed to pick up from 5 to 10 horsepower. They say of rotating mass, and it takes off a lot of weight because I could just feel the difference when we took them off. The heavy-ass two-piece to the one-piece. The only big difference you feel is like putting the car in gear. You feel more of like the clunkiness, I want to say, with the one-piece. Unlike the two-piece you feel like you don't really feel much. It almost feels like butter compared to the one-piece, but it helps in performance, so you know it has that little give and take, but it's worth it. I definitely recommend it. Carbon fiber all the way. When the car was dynoed, it was pretty much middle of summer. I want to say it was close to July. I don't know, my brain's a little messed up right now, but it was dead of summer. It was hot as shit. I remember the day it was on the dyno, I was working, and the humidity, I checked it, I was like, shit, it is way too fucking hot for being on the dyno. Humidity was at like 90%. The air intake temps were about like 150 degrees after just a couple pulls, and the car was getting way too hot to be on the dyno to even see a relatively good number. But with this exact setup, the car, I believe it made like 486 to the wheels. So you guys know, on a cool day, a nice cool fall day, those numbers are gonna be pretty much damn near right at 500 to the wheels in this car. And there is some other stuff I can do to it, like if I wanted to go like a lot of lightweight mods, I can pretty much gut the interior. I still have the premium seats. Obviously that won't add horsepower, but I'm just saying if I do go serious in weight reduction, I could probably get a crazy good number out of this car, but I really didn't care. The car is super quick. I raced a lot of fast cars with it, raced a few boosted cars, hung with them for a bit, but usually on the big end, they always start pulling away, obviously, because they have 200, 250, 300 more horsepower than me, but probably from a 40 to 120, I'm with probably cars from 600 to 700 horsepower. I even beat a red eye with this car, which is actually kind of insane. I thought he was going to destroy me, but it turned out to be a good run. But even on the big end, he wasn't catching me, which was kind of crazy, but that was from a dig, obviously. And that red eye was stock, so I would like to see that again. Maybe if anyone has a Hellcat and that's bone stock and would like to try something, honestly, hit me up on Instagram. We can try something out. Always down. Let's give this thing a cold start, show you guys how nice she sounds. Starts to idle down. Had a little chop for a second, and that is with the valves closed on a cold start. So it starts up pretty aggressive right off the hit, and it is super loud. Then it mellows out, tries to find its idle. Once it gets up to temp, it kind of settles itself. You'll hear it fluctuate a bit, but at the end, it's just smooth. It's honestly perfect. Let's jump in the car and let me show you all how she does. Just, you know, average driving. I'll get on it a little bit so you guys can see how it shifts. I won't put it in paddle shift mode. I'll just leave it in regular driving just to show everyone. But actually the AC is blasting right now. Let me shut that because they'll kill the audio. But I'm just gonna get in the car, show you guys how it shifts, how it comes to a stop, how it idles down. Because a lot of people bash on Cobra Jet setups, and I've seen some reviews online. A lot of people didn't like them, and I'm here to tell you there is the right way to do it, and this is honestly the right way. But let's jump in the car, let's get right to it. Factory mufflers, they have a good tone. Sounds nice and throaty. You got that nice solid V8 sound, and mind you, they're not even open. Let me actually go open them 100%. So what y'all were hearing was normal mode, and this is sport mode. I don't know the difference between sport and track. Every time I click track, it's like, oh, you gotta see track settings. I don't know why. Then I just click OK, then it goes to track. But sport, I always just put in sport because it doesn't say that. And it's got a nice little thumb to it. So I'm gonna throw it in sport plus mode just because normal mode to me is kind of soft. Sport plus, and let's roll. Traction control off. That is why I did not smack it, because there's always a car that has to pull out. Mother trucker. I had a feeling, boys. I had a feeling. But as you guys saw, the shifting points are pretty much, it is smooth. Like, all the modes are still perfectly functional. Car feels great. And with the Cobra Jet, with the throttle body, throttle response is, look, just, it's honestly right there at any given time. Car, I have zero complaints. That is why I'm kind of holding back with doing like diving it more into this car and like building it to the point of where I won't be able to drive it long distances. Just, you know, you're always messing with something, and you just cross that threshold where there's like, it kind of doesn't become a good daily driver, a good like road trip car anymore. So I'm kind of like debating on buying another Gen 3 and we could just build a full-blown race car, or we could just keep this one just a regular, good, fun, I can race the world with it, just race as many people as I want, keep it nice, keep it comfortable, because I still got the premium seats, still got AC seats, heated, and you know, I don't want to tear this car apart just because it was a premium, and I'd rather do that to a base, to be honest. But all around, guys, the car feels great. Honestly, I was gonna give it the beans, but there is a lot of freaking cars out today. Car feels great overall. I mean, I highly recommend doing a Cobra Jet setup, or even you could pour your 18. I heard those do good. But in case you're wondering, so like when I'm full throttle, track mode, everything ready to go, my car made peak power at 7,800 RPMs. Other cars, they say, like I've heard some companies say, shift at 8,500, 8,200. So, I mean, I feel like every car is different. I don't know. My car started fluctuating on the dyno around 7,800 and up. Every time the car shifts, you'll see it goes from like what, full throttle, it goes from 6,500. When after it down, like it completely shifts, they'll shift at 7,800, then go right back down to 6,500 and keep repeating the process. So it revs out super hard and it just keeps pulling. That's why like this car is just the perfect combination and it feels freaking great. I'll show you guys how smooth it downshifts. And mind you, this is in Sport Plus mode too. This isn't just in normal mode. Normal mode, I swear, in normal mode, you don't even feel it shift at all. Well, that is a wrap to today's video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit talking about the Cobra Jet and how pretty much my car almost made 500 to the wheels. But don't worry, once it gets a little cooler out and the weather's perfect, I'm gonna take the car back to the shop. We're gonna throw it back on the dyno, see what numbers we can actually get out of this thing, see if there's any more left in the tank. Maybe I might have some other mods in that time, maybe cams. I don't know, that's up in the air. I don't know if cams would really be worth it if the car's staying NA. I don't know, the car runs good. I really just don't want to tear right into it like that. It's a healthy running and driving Mustang. I'm gonna give this thing hell, and hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.